Hello, light workers and freedom seekers. Welcome to Monday. Today we're talking about dancing. And those people who have given up their power. But not in that order. See you in the next bit. So the other day, I had a moment. And it was a really strange moment. What happened was, I was standing thinking about what's been happening of late. And I had this overwhelming feeling of shock. Absolute shock, like shock and disbelief. Probably that's a better way of describing it. And it was, I couldn't believe that so many people are so willing to give up their personal power, to give up their sovereignty, to capitulate, to give in, to allow. And truly it was a moment of like, wow, how can that possibly be? How can so many people just give in, just accept with no thought? Okay? And I thought, that's an interesting. It came to me this really overwhelming feeling of like total and utter, like, how on earth? WTF? So when I was in meditation, I decided to ask that question of the emissaries. And I said, why is it that so many people are giving up the power? And they said, first of all, that was what I thought was important. They said, don't use those people as a reference for anything that is actually happening. Don't use them as a benchmark for what is actually happening in this process of the Great Awakening. Okay? They said, don't use them as a reference. Don't look and say, oh my God, look, all of those people are still asleep and doing everything that they're told to do. That means we're going to hell in a handbasket. Okay, or a handcart. I don't know what they say. To hell. We're going to hell. Okay. They said, don't use them as a reference. Why? They said that those people are, to use their words, without sense. They are senseless, stupefied. And that was a word, they're stupefied. Now that doesn't mean they're stupid. It means they have been stupefied. They're in this state of stupidity that's been induced on them. Okay? And they said, if you use them as you use them as a barometer of what's happening in the world, is like, to use them as a barometer of what's happening in the world is like going to a field and counting the blades of grass to know what the weather's like. That's what they said. That was their analogy. It's meaningless. You're not comparing eggs with eggs, as my father used to say. They're two different things. We've got this group of people that are stupefied. And then we've got everything that's happening in terms of the Great Awakening. So they said, like, those people, talking to them is like talking to a wall, a brick wall. It's of no value. So we mustn't use those people ever as a reference to tell us how things are going. That's what they said. Because things are going wonderfully well. There's a tremendous movement every day. Every day they tell me every day that we're in a better place. We're in a better place. Things are moving. People are changing. Energy's changing. The vibration's lifting. We're on the right track. But we've got this group of people, okay, that have been dumbed down, have been stupefied. And they said to me, they were quite funny actually. They were funny the time I talked to them that day. And they said, there has always been a group of people like that. That is the group of people that we call the sheep, all right? But what they said is that they've always been there. They've always been there. There's always this big group of people that will do whatever. They'll do whatever. Okay? They'll do whatever the other people do. Okay, and what they said was that they've always followed. And this is what they said that made me laugh. They said, there will come a time when they will follow you. And when they said you, they mean the people who've awakened. They will follow you. There'll come a time when they will turn and they'll start to follow you. And it isn't because what you are doing is right. It isn't because they believe you. It's because that's what they do. They follow the leader. Follow the leader, 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 follow the leader. That's their chant. Follow the leader. And they follow whoever it is that has the loudest voice. That's the sad state of truth. They follow whoever has the loudest voice. And at the moment, we know that the media has the loudest voice. And that's what they've done. No wonder they spent so much time buying up all of the media companies and infiltrating them, because they know that the vast majority of people, this big group, follow the leader. They follow the voice. They follow the voice. Okay? The barking dog that corrals them into a place. Yeah. So they said, so when the people do follow you, don't let your ego say, they're following me because I'm right. And no, that's what they do. That's their job. All right. So it could be you, it could be anybody, whoever's actually making the headlines. That's it. Whoever's making the headlines, they're the ones that they'll follow. All right. Unfortunately, that's just the way that they are. And they've always been that way. And they said that those people have an awful lot of work to do to be able to find their own power, to be able to step into their own sovereignty. They've got an awful lot of work to do. So that, remember that they'll end up following, but they won't know why. Okay? Sad, isn't it? But that's just the way it is. So get over that. All right? Let's get over that. Let's stop thinking that they are the people that are going to change the world, because they're not. They're going to be the people who follow the people who change the world. They're going to be the people who go, look, they're doing that, and they say that that's good, so let's do that too. All right? They're always going to be people like that. Okay? Until there aren't. But for the moment, doesn't matter. So what's our job? This is the next thing that they said. And I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful metaphor. They said, you have got to be the leader. You have got to have the voice. Now, I in my previous life, I was the leader. I was the boss. I had to direct lots of people, and I didn't like it at all. I did not like it. And the thought of actually doing anything in terms of a leadership role makes me a rankle. I don't like it. Okay? So when they said that to me, you've got to be the leader, I went, ooh, like that, don't like that. And they said, look, we'll put it in simple terms for you. At a party, and especially in the UK, at a party, there are certain people that always get up first to dance. There are people who get up to dance first. They are the leaders. They are what we need to be. What happens? Nobody wants to dance in the UK. Everyone has to get really drunk before the dance. However, as soon as the first couple gets up and starts to dance, everybody gets up. The rest of the people who go, dancing, good, we must dance too, and they get up and dance. But we're not those people to get up. The leaders, the ones who say, shit, come on, we're gonna dance. Without them, people wouldn't get up and dance. They wouldn't, because they need somebody, they need the catalyst. They need somebody to go, this is what you should do. Right? Because these are the thoughtless, the eunuchs of the world. Yeah? So they need people to go, do this. This is fun. And go, it's fun. We'll do that. Okay? We are the ones who get up to dance first. And the example that they give me after that was the conga. How many people have danced the conga? How many people? The conga has to be started by at least 2 people. 2 people have to get up and start the conga. What happens when somebody starts the conga? There's this uncontrollable desire to join that group and start kicking your legs out. Yeah? Come on and do the conga. Da, 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 da. But somebody has to start it. If somebody doesn't start the conga, no bastard will dance. Nobody will get up and dance. Right, so we've got this big group of people who are going, what should we do now? What should we do now? We have to show them. We have to be the leaders. We have to be the ones who start the conga. And how do we do that? Through actions. Remember, only there might be 100 people in the room, 200 people. 2 people start the conga. And suddenly 200 people are doing the conga. That's it. That's what we have to do. So never feel alone. Never feel lonely. Never think, oh, I'm the only one doing this. We're the only 2 people. Do it anyway. Because you start, and remember, what is the conga? The conga is, we're doing this, and this is great, and we are having fun, and we are happy. That's the message that we have to give people. You know, I've talked about that story about the man who was just wandering, who had no home, nothing, who had the diamond, and he gave it to the guy. Just have it. And the guy had to go back and say, what do you know? What treasure do you have on the inside that allows you to give me that diamond? Well, it's the same with, what do the people who are dancing the conga know that allows them to get up and dance the conga? And so what we've got to get away from is this being angry at those people, right? Because if you get up and do the conga and you've got a face like an arse, right, and you're staring at everybody and you're saying, you bastards, you just sitting there, you bastards, you're doing nothing. Nobody's going to get up and dance the conga with you, right? But if you're up there and you're going, people are going to get up. So we must do it joyfully. We must lead joyfully. We must go out and show people. When you walk without a mask, you walk without a mask and you look happy. You're smiling. You're confident. Your shoulders are back. Okay? When you talk about what's going to happen, when you talk about the things that you're aware of, you do it happily. You let people know that you're in a good place. Because they're going to follow anybody who's in a good place. They're going to follow anybody who's standing apart. Okay? So that's it. That's what they taught me. And I think that's a brilliant... thank you, emissaries, for that wonderful metaphor about where we need to be. Right? We need to get over our own selves. We need to get over them. We need to get over our anger. Right? They're sheep because they're sheep, and they always have been sheep, and they've always been sheep, and they always will be sheep. Okay? That's it. Get over that. It's not their fault. All right? Or maybe it is. But that's for them to sort out later on. But there's nothing we can do to change it. The only thing that we can do is to do our stuff, dance our dance, speak our truth, and be happy when we do it. Give off that feeling of, we know what we're doing. When people dance the conga, they know they know what they're doing. We need to know what we're doing and show that. And before long, we're going to have a big, long row of people behind us, following us, saying, wherever you go, we'll go. Every time that you go around a corner, we'll go around a corner. Right? That's where we're going to be. Remember, the smallest amount of groups are the ones that change the biggest amount of things. Not the other way around. The sheep will never change things. They will only follow people who change things. Okay? Have a great week, and I'll see you on Friday. I love you lots. Bye-bye.